how to create will be how to create the automation test strategy, how useful it is. Then in third session or third module, we have seen the automation, how to create the automation by using UiPath Test Pro and testing suite. And this is the last session. We have seen also, like Sony explained us about how to create the test cases in UiPath Test Suite. And in the last session, we are going to cover entire end-to-end solution of the testing. So starting from any test management tool, for example, you are using Jira, you're using HPQC, or any other tool for test management. So how we can achieve the end-to-end cycle, starting from the test management to create the test cases, then how to create test cases in test UiPath Test Suite, how to integrate that, how to get results on Test Orchestrator, and how to get results and dashboard on the test management tool, whatever you are using. So it will be the end-to-end cycle, as well as how to execute multiple test cases by using testing orchestrator, UiPath orchestrator. So entire thing will be covered in today's session. So it will be the hands-on and real-time session for you. If you are having queries, you can definitely ask after the session. So this is the agenda of today's session. First, we will see the recap of last session, because some of you were not there in last session. Then we will see the test management tool integration. As I said, any test management tool you are using, how to integrate that and how to get results on back to that test management tool. Third, we will see executing multiple test cases. So Sony will be showing you how to execute multiple test cases, and how to integrate that test cases by using the orchestrator. Then we will see the change management in case of after some time clients need some changes related to test suite, and how to do that changes, how to carry out that changes inside the test management, or inside the and how to carry out the test management in for our testing suite. So that will be covered. And test case maintenance, so in case of like 1 or 2 months later, your how to maintain your test cases, what are the things required, what are the best practices required to maintain your test cases. So this is the agenda for today's session. So this is the last session. I'm just I'm doing recap, so that because it is the uh, complete hands-on for the part that this part 4 session, and in this you will be required the knowledge of all these points. So I'm just giving the recap. So given, when, then. Given is like the input data you are providing, or to your test case by using database or Excel sheet. When is like what you need to do on that particular test case. So when here you will be creating workflows, you will be creating the workflows related to your test case. Then is like the test validation. So what is, how you will be validating your expected result and actual result. What is expected result, what is expected as per your test case, and the actual result, whatever happening in front of you when you are executing the test case. So we need to validate the expected result and actual result. So that's the reason that then will be used. So given, when, then, very important part of your test suite, and that can be used in UiPath version, that is Pro version, and you can call it UiPath Test Suite as well. So then workflow, there are workflow types: test case and data driven. In the test case workflow, it is a single normal positive test case you can create, and in data driven test case there will be multiple data, multiple permutation combination of data you wanted to pass. In that case you can use the data driven test case. So both Sony explained in last session how to use single test case, as well as how to use the data driven test. After that, we have seen the verification activity, verification expression operator, and verification control attribute. So this is the expression, the first one. This expression is related to what is the expected result and what is the actual result. You will be just comparing that with by using the equal to sign. When I'm talking about with the operator, that is verify expression with operator, so there will be different kind of operator: less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. So multiple, not equal to, multiple operator you can use. So this is the activity you need to use for verify expression with operator. And the control attribute, where you will create your own expected result. You need to dynamically create, and it can be used by using the different kinds of operator, and you can just put the expected result, what is the actual result, and that can be validated. So these three types of verification activities which will be useful, and depending upon your test case need, your client need, you can identify which activities you are going to use out of this, and you can use that. After that, you need to publish your test case in Orchestrator. So publishing the test case is simple step, which also we have seen practically in last session. So either you can click on publish or publish test cases ribbon. So this also, like Sony in today's session also, like she will be explaining how to publish test cases as well. So this is very important part. Then the UiPath orchestrator, we need to see how to set up the UiPath orchestrator, how to connect with the orchestrator, how to publish your test cases on orchestrator. So this is the part where UiPath orchestrator capability comes into picture. After that, we have seen the test cases, test sets, execution, and schedule. So schedule is like scheduling of your test cases. Then execution is like how to execute your test cases, where to execute your test cases, execution result you can see there. Then test set is like multiple test cases. Multiple test set is equal to test suite. So multiple test case, you can pull that in one set, and you can create your own test case set. And test cases is normal test cases which can be executed by using orchestrator. So this also practically we have seen in last session, and we are going to see today's session as well. So today we are going to execute 3 test cases. So here we will be covering the like one by one how to execute test cases. And first, Sony will show you how to create test case in test case management tool or test management tool, how to integrate your test management tool with the UiPath, and then how to execute test cases in UiPath orchestrator, and how to see the result back in your test management tool. So we are going to see this interesting end-to-end journey of test case execution, test case creation, test case execution, and after execution, how to see the results. So let's see. The first test case is to verify the registration functionality of particular car registration number by entering car registration number. So this is the insurance domain related use case which we are having, and this is the first test case. Second test case, we are going to see how to verify registration functionality without entering car registration number. So we will keep that particular registration number blank. And the third one is invalid car registration number we will put, and we will see the behavior of that test. So how to see all these. First one is the valid registration, that is a positive test case. Second one is the blank, that is a negative, and third one is also the invalid registration number. So let's see how to do that practically. I'm inviting Sony to share the screen, and Sony can show you all how to do it practically. Sony, you are there, right?
Yes, I'm there. Hello, everyone, and thanks, Swati. I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, please share your screen.
So in this session, we are taking two modules.
Yeah, go ahead now. It was still loading.
Yeah, in this session, we are taking two modules. That first module is we are checking car insurance quotation functionality, And second module, we are checking car registration number functionality. So first module is car registration. We are checking car registration number module. So for this module, I have created the test data. So I'm just opening this test data. So to check car registration number, first test data is to check car registration number functionality with entering a valid car registration number. After entering a valid registration number, we will get this message on the website. And second data, we are entering with blank car registration number. And after entering the blank data, we will be getting a message registration number is required on the website. And after entering invalid registration number, we will be getting message on the website has enter valid vehicle registration number. So we will be creating these 3 test cases based on our module and check the outcomes of our test cases. And we will check our test results on UiPath Orchestrator and on step integration tool. So for that, first we will see a manual process cycle of entering a car registration number. So for manually, I have to open Google Chrome browser and enter a URL. After entering URL, I have to navigate to the car registration module. So click on this car icon. After clicking on the car icon, so we will get this car registration number page. If data is already saved, then it navigates to the second page. So click on the back button. So we are checking with the valid data. First test data is with my valid car registration data. So I'm entering this valid data in car number and click on next. After clicking on next, I have to navigate to the second page. My second page is tell us about the car you drive. This message should exist after entering a valid car registration number. So if I enter blank registration number, so this message should get appeared on this website. So this is my expected result after entering a blank data. And after entering a invalid data, if we enter invalid registration number, click on next. So it will give enter valid vehicle registration number. So here I have given message expected result has enter valid vehicle registration number, but it is displaying as a registration number. So we will compare this actual result, which is this is my actual result with this expected result. So now we will see a step management tool, how we have to create test cases in step management tool. Navigate, I am opening step management tool. So we can integrate our UiPath with any of our own organization test management tool. So in this, for this example, I am using our own organization step management tool. I'm logging into this tool.
So here just to add what Sony is saying, this is like the test management tool which we are using, but you can use any test management tool related to Jira or HPQC, whatever ALM you are using, you can just integrate that with UiPath.
Okay, so after performing this manual process or after executing this process, I also want to update test result in my management tool. So in test management tool, under test cases, I have added 3 test cases for car registration number module. So here, this is my project name, car insurance, and 3 test cases I have added, that is with invalid registration number, with valid registration number, and without a car registration number. After that, I have added all these test cases under test suite. Test suite is nothing but the combination of all the test cases. So here we can add our test suite by giving test suite name. So here I have already given a test suite name as a car testing. Under this, I have added my all 3 test cases. So this is my 3 test cases. So after execution of my process from UiPath Studio Pro, I have to update my execution start time, execution end time, and execution time. Execution time is nothing but it is a difference between our execution start time and execution end time. And I want to update my test result. If my test result is pass or fail, I have to update this test result in this column for particular test case. So for this module, this is my main module. I will create the test cases in UiPath Studio Pro, and now that outcome results which we will be seeing in the UiPath Orchestrator as well as in our test management tool. So let me switch to the UiPath Studio Pro. So this is my main module, car registration number functionality. This is the main module. Main module means what are the actions we are going to perform while doing the process, while we are entering the data and all. So I have drag and drop sequence. Sequence we can take from new, go to the new and add sequence. So after adding sequence, it will add sequence in the design panel, and we can give the name as per our requirement. Under sequence, I have took a assign activity. Here I have created a variable or argument, that is start time. This data will be updated in my test management tool. So before starting the execution, it will store start time, my execution start time in this variable. So I have created this argument. I just open this. So this is the current date method, which is date time dot now. So in inverted commas, I have provided RR minute minute second. So current date will be displaying, will be stored in that variable. If we want our current date, so we can give a DDMMYY format in the inverted commas. So my current date, before starting the execution, my current time will be stored in this variable. So after that, I have used kill process activity. Kill process activity is used to kill my current browser, which is currently opened in the Google Chrome. So under kill process, give process name as Chrome if you want to kill Windows and Google browser. And after that, I have to open my browser. To navigate or to open my insurance website, we need to open browser. So in activities panel, drag and drop, open browser activity, drag and drop open browser activity, and provide browser type as Chrome. So there are multiple options we can select, but currently I have to open my browser in Chrome. So I have selected Chrome. So enter URL in the inverted commas. And after that, I have used maximized window activity. So after opening Google Chrome browser, it will maximize my window. After that, I have to click on the car icon as I previously shown. I have to click on this car icon. So here we are using click action. So drag and drop click activity and indicate on screen. After indicating on screen, it will show to indicate our element. So in this way, we can indicate our icon. So after click on car, I need to click on the back button. So now this back button element get existed. So I have to click on this back button. So click activity has been used. After clicking on the back button, I have to enter your type into we are typing, your type action is used. So we are using a type into activity. So drag and drop type into activity from the activities panel. Under keyboard, there is type into activity. We need to just drag and drop in the design panel. And we can provide our argument or variable. So here already I have created an argument, that is in car registration number, which we are reading from the Excel sheet. I have created argument. That argument is passed in type into activity. After entering the car registration number, we need to click on the next button. So click, drag and drop click activity from the panel and indicate on the screen. So after execution, this is in the sequence, my execution has been completed. So I need to store my execution end time in this variable. So I have created one end time variable, and that time will be stored in my end time variable. And after that, I have created execution time variable. Execution time is nothing but it is the difference between my end time and the start time. So these three variables are created, or I can say this is an argument which will direction will be out, which will be using externally outside the workflow. So this is my main module for our registration number. Based on this workflow, we will be creating our test cases. So go to project panel, just right click on this and create test cases. So I have created a car registration test cases folder. Under that, 3 test cases I have already created based on my test data. So my first test case is with the valid registration number. Just opening this. So as Swati said, in UiPath test suite, we have to follow some structure. For testing, structure is given, when, and then. So this is given, when, and then structure. In given sequence, we will be giving input to our workflows, and in when section is our main workflow, that is our workflow, and in then section we are verifying our test results, and we can see our test results in output panel as well as in the UiPath orchestrator. So in first test case, in given session, I have used Excel activity, which we are reading from this test data, from this Excel sheet. So this is my Excel sheet name, and this is the sheet name and the cell name. And in one section, this is the main workflow, which is invoked from car registration number. And if we go to the input arguments, we can see all the arguments which are created under our car registration number functionality. So this car registration number is my Excel value, which we are reading from the Excel. So this is my car registration number output result that we are giving in this argument. So Excel data is stored in this variable. This data will be stored in my argument, and this argument data will be passed to my registration number module. So in when section, we have invoked our main workflow, and in then section, we will be comparing our actual result and expected result. So as I said, after entering a valid registration number, we will extracting this test case. We will be extracting our test data. Using get text, we will get this data, which is our actual result. and compared with our expected result, which is there in our test data. And even I have used a if condition to update my test result in test management tool. If my actual result is equal to my expected result, then in then section I am storing a pass value in test result variable. If my expected result is not matching with my actual result, then a fail value will be stored in the test result. So this test result and actual result, expected result, all these variable we will be using in our test integration, test management tool. So after this, we are integrating our test management tool by using a connect activity. So in activities panel, just drag and drop connect activity and provide connection string. So this is my connection string to integrate with my step management tool, and provider name is ODBC. So currently I'm using a ODBC connector. So my provider name will be ODBC. And if you are having a SQL or another provider name, you can provide a provider name as per your requirement. So based on this connect activity, we can integrate with our tool. After that, I have used execute query activity. Drag and drop execute query activity, and we can provide our SQL queries in SQL property. So here I am using an update query to update my start time in the step tool, that is in execution start time column. I have to update my execution start time. So this start time is my variable which is stored in my workflow, and this is end time variable. It will get updated in my step execution tool. So all these variables we can use. This is a dynamic way that we can store it in variables. Data we can store it in the variable, and that variable we will pass in our column names, or we can integrate with our queries and all. So now let us execute our test cases. This is first test case, that is with a valid registration number. And this is second test case with a blank data. So same process or same workflows we have followed here also. Given when then section, in given section I have read the data from the Excel sheet. In when section I have invoked the main workflow, and in then section we are verifying the actual result and expected result, and connecting our with the step management tool. So in three test cases, we are providing the data. We are implementing our workflow. So to execute these three test cases for car registration number functionality, we will log into the UiPath orchestrator. So before that, we have to set our test case as a set as publishable. If we won't set our test cases as publishable, the test cases won't appear on the orchestrator. After setting our test cases as publishable, we need to publish our whole project. After publishing our whole project, we will be seeing our project under packages. So this is my project name. If it is successfully there under packages, then we need to create a process. So this is my process name. By clicking on the plus button and adding our package name, we can create our process. So it is already created. So we will go to the test cases. So in this test cases for this particular project, I'm having this many test cases. So we can see that my project name is car insurance testing, and this is my test case name. So navigate to the test set, and in test set add all the test cases which we need to execute. Go to edit. So now I want to run my test cases. So for this project, I will click which project I need to run my test cases. After that, click on next. So these all are the test cases which are there under project. So I want to run these 3 test cases. Just check this test cases and click on save. And after clicking on this execution, then our test cases execution will get started. So just close this test data. And I will click on this execute. Click on OK. As we can see result, there are 3 test cases. And in result, if it is running, then it will show a status as running. If it is passed or failed, then it will show the status has passed or failed. So my first test case will get executed. It is in a running state. As we can see, my current window has been closed. And open Google Chrome browser with particular URL. Now it will click on this car icon. After clicking on this car icon, it will enter a registration number. This is a valid registration number. Click on next. Then it will get text that this is the actual result and will compare with my expected result. My first test case execution has been completed. Second test case execution has started. Again, it has opened a Google browser. It will click on car link. And it will enter a blank registration number. And this is my actual result. And at backend, it is updating in my step management tool also. And this is my third test case. clicked on car. Now it will enter invalid registration number. Click on next. And this is my actual result for invalid registration number. So my execution has been completed and our bot has stopped. So now we will go to our UiPath orchestrator and check our test results for 3 test cases. So to see our test result, we need to go to test executions. Under test execution, as we can see, our test result has failed. To get detailed understanding, click on these 3 dots, go to details. We can see we are having 3 test cases. 2 test result has been passed and 1 test result has been failed. So go to view assertions. We can see the entire detail. That is, my actual result was this and my expected result was this. And for second, we can view assertions and check the status of our test case. And the third that is failed, we can see my actual result is enter valid vehicle registration number, but my expected result was enter valid vehicle registration number. So this comparison got failed. So these are the 3 test cases results that view from the UiPath orchestrator. Now these results we can see in our step management tool. I'm going to the step management tool. Login. So under test management, in test suite, we can see our test results has been updated in our own management tool also. So the execution start time, end time, and execution time with particular test result has been updated in our test management tool. So for this module, we need to create one main module, and based on our workflow, we can create a test cases, and even we can integrate with our management tool and see our results in orchestrator as well as in our own test management tool. So this was the first module that by checking the car registration number functionality.
Yeah, so if anyone has any query, you can ask now related to whatever we have shown you.
Guys, go ahead. Yeah. If you have any question, please feel free to ask.
Okay. So my second module is to check a car insurance quotation functionality. So this is my second module. I will open this module. It is getting fun. I close this previous. So this is my second module, that is car insurance quotation functionality. I just open this test data. So here we are using with the multiple data. This is also known as a data driven testing. So my module is car insurance, sub module is quotation. So in this we are checking quotations, car quotations with entering a valid data. So RTOs, details, city, car module, car variant, year of registration, vehicle belongs to. So these all are my current valid data. After entering the valid data, my element exist should be true. My expected result should be true. If I'm entering a invalid data, then my expected result should be false. So third scenario is also with entering a valid data, but intensively I'm providing your expected result as a false to fail this test cases. So this is my test data with multiple test data for a single test case. So first we will see a manual cycle for this quotation functionality. I need to open browser. So for this functionality, we need to click on this continue without car number. I have to enter RTO details. After entering RTO details, it will ask to select from this list, give a select option. Then I have to enter make module, enter car make module, and it will ask to select from this list. And fuel type, there are two options, selecting a diesel. In variant, entering this data and select from this list. And year of registration, I'm selecting from this date picker, and the vehicle belongs to individual I have selected. Then click on next. After clicking on the next, it navigates to the different page. It will ask for the policy. Has your policy expired? I will click on no. And this is a select item that I need to select one of the items from the list. It will ask for the policy expire date, then select expire date, then click on claim. I will click on no, click on next. After that, it will ask for the personal details. So I'm entering full name, contact number, and email address. Then click on next. After clicking on the next, as we can see, entering a valid details, we can see our quotations of our car. So if this page gets existed, if this element get existed, that means our test data, or I can say our test case, get passed. So to test one data, to enter, to test with the one data, we need to enter multiple data for different pages. So it is a time consuming. For that, we need to be switched to the automated. So for this workflow, for this number of action workflow, I have created this automated actions. This is the main workflow, that is a car insurance quotation functionality. So number of actions can be carried out in this main workflow. So again, I have used sequence. Under sequence, I have used kill process activity to kill my current window, and used a open browser activity to open browser window with this URL. After that, I have used a maximized window activity to maximize my Google browser window. Then click on car. I need to click on the car icon. So click activity I have used. After that, on the back button. After clicking on the car, I need to click on this back button. Then need to click on this continue without car number. So use the click activity for this. And after that, I have to enter a RTO details. So type into action I have used. So here after typing, for example, if you are typing and releasing the cursor, then it will disappear the data. So after typing, we have to select from the list. So for this, I have used a click activity. And here we have used a dynamic mechanism. For example, type into in this Excel data has been stored in this argument. And in click activity, I have passed the variable. This is my Excel variable that I have passed. So for example, if we are entering instead of Kolhapur or Mumbai anything, so it will click on that data only. So this is a dynamic mechanism. We can pass our argument and variable which is coming from the Excel sheet by right clicking and choose argument and choose variable. So after entering RTO details and select RTO details from the list, then I want to enter a make module, car make module. So for that, here I have to enter a car make module. I have created a drag and drop type into activity. So here also I have used a dynamic selector mechanism, which is coming from the which we are reading from the Excel sheet. So after that, click on fuel type. So here I have clicked on the diesel. So if we want to click on petrol or another option, so we can pass the variable in AA name. For example, if there is a diesel, it will by default click on diesel. If we want to click on petrol or some option, then we can create a variable and pass the argument or variable in this AA name. After that, I want to type a variant. So in this, I need to type and select the, if I type the variant and do enter, then the data will be reflected. So here also I have used a type into activity and used argument which is coming from the Excel sheet, and externally I have used a enter, that is special key. After clicking on this plus, we can see a special keys that we can use. Then I want to select on the year of registration. Just click on this and pass and select the year of registration. So this also we are reading the data from the Excel sheet. I have clicked on the date picker and click the year of registration. In selectors, I have passed Excel sheet value by using a dynamic mechanism. And after that, I want to click on vehicle belongs to. So vehicle belongs to, we are having two options, individual and corporate. If the Excel sheet has individual, then it will click on individual. If Excel sheet is having corporate, then it will click on corporate by using a dynamic mechanism. Here also in selector, I have provided a variable. So based on our Excel sheet value, then it will select our data on the website. So this is my first page. This is after clicking on the continue without car. So after filling this first page details, then we click on the next. Then second page gets execute. Second page will get reflects. So for that, I have used a attach browser. Attach browser is used. It will attach the current window which is open. So from navigating from one page to another, the selector like
Sony, we lost you. Swati, can you hear?
anything. This is a select. In this list item, we need to select.
Sony, we were not able to hear you from last maybe 45 seconds.
Hello?
Yeah, we were not able to hear you for last 45 seconds.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, but we lost you for almost 45 seconds.
Okay, I will repeat that again. So for this, after clicking on the next, we have navigated to the next page. So I have used a attach browser window. So because next page has been navigated. So after that, I want to click on no. So I have used a click activity. Then after that, I have used a select item activity because this is a select item list when we need to select items from this list. Now I want to enter this expired date. So I have used a type into activity. So here it is a type into activity and provided the argument for this activity. So after that, I will click on this claim. We can provide we can provide the data yes and no in Excel sheet, and even we can make this as a dynamic. Then after that, I clicked on next. After clicking on the next, we will navigate to the personal details page. So this is the third page and the title gets changes. So again, I have used a attach browser window. So this is drag and drop attach browser, and under attach browser, so here we are using a type into action. We can type and type in the name and contact number and email address. So for full name, I have used a type into activity and given argument in full name, which will be read from our Excel sheet. And mobile number is the mobile type into activity we have used for mobile number, and for Gmail also we have used the type into activity, and after that click on next. After clicking on the next, so this element should get exist. So I have used element exist activity, which is stored in my actual result. So after performing all the actions, if this element get existed, that means our test case result has been passed, and it will compare with my actual result with expected result, which is mentioned in the Excel sheet. So I will execute. So this is my main workflow for car insurance quotation functionality, and I want to execute with this multiple number of data. So even we can execute from the UiPath Studio Pro. First, this is the main module. We need to convert this in a test cases. So after converting this in the test cases, it will convert in the given when then structure. In given, we will be providing our Excel sheet data, and in when section our main workflow has invoked, that is our quotation functionality workflow has invoked. And in then section, we will be comparing our actual result with expected result. So in this, we from here, from UiPath Studio Pro, we can run our test cases by checking all the test data. If we want to run only multiple test data, we can uncheck and select only that data which we need to run. So now I'm executing this test case, that is quotation functionality test case from UiPath Orchestrator, and we'll check the test results from Orchestrator. So go to the UiPath Orchestrator, and in test sets, go to edit. For this particular project, so I want to execute only my quotation test case. So I will uncheck my previous test cases. If we want to execute all this test case, then we can check all the check boxes. Click on save. My test case is added to this test set. Now after clicking on this execute, as you can see, my Excel sheet is having a 3 data. Then 3 test case, 3 with 3 data it will get run. So our test case is in running state. So it has closed my current browser window. Opened Google browser with this particular URL. After that, it will click on car. So now it will click on continue without car and enter RTO details and enter car make module detail. Enter full type, click on full type. And click on individual. So now it is enter expire date and click on next. It will enter personal details. So this is with the valid data. That's checking with the valid data. So after entering valid data, this page has appeared. So this is my actual result, and it will compare with my expected result, which is mentioned in the Excel sheet. So my execution with first test data has completed. So now execution with the second test data has been started. It will click on car icon. After that, it will click on continue without car and enter all the details, that is RTO details, car make module details, variant. It will select variant which is there in Excel sheet. Now your registration number we are selecting 2018 and vehicle belongs to corporate. And it will enter a personal details Here we can see contact number and email address we are entering invalid. So it is not navigating to the next page. So our element exist has been failed. So it will compare my element exist as false with my expected result. Execution is still going on. It is ended. So now it will execute my third test data. Open Google browser with this particular URL, and it will click on again car icon. Click on continue without car number and enter all RTO details. Select variant and click on registration number. Select insurer name. Click on next and it will enter all the details and check if this element exists or not. So my execution has completed. So we will see our test result in Orchestrator. So under Orchestrator, we can see our test results under test executions. Under test executions. So a minute ago, my test cases has executed. So go to details. We can see with 3 test data. So last test last test data has got failed. So we can view assertions with screenshot. If my test case has been passed, we can even get a screenshot. And even my test result has been failed, we can get a screenshot. So if my test data got passed or failed, we can view assertions with screenshots and all. So this was the 2 different modules with multiple test data. This is execution has been completed. Okay, anybody having any queries?
In case of any query, you can ask now so that Sony can explain you whatever query you are having.
I see there are a few questions on the chat. So Sony, you may want to address those.
Okay. So first question is, can we use this test case in framework level? Yes, we can design this test cases in framework level also.
So you need to decide which type of framework you will be using, and in that particularly you can use test cases, and you can use the framework, whatever customized framework you will be designing, and these test cases can be inside that framework. So framework will be parent, and the test cases, all the test cases will be the childs for that, and then you can execute all test cases. So there is one more question, Sony. Can you read that?
How does it understand if TC001 is to be run for 3 times? It is because Excel has 3 rows. Yeah, we can run multiple number of times our test cases by scheduling our test cases in Orchestrator.
So Rishikesh, for this you need to take care of Orchestrator scheduler, and in that scheduler you need to mention how many times you need to run that test case. And if you need to pass different types of data in single test case, then in that case you need to sure like whatever input you are providing, it should contain different types of test data. So that many rows you have to enter. Yeah, Rishikesh is saying thanks. So I think he understood whatever explanation given. Sony, next question is from Snehal. Snehal is asking something. How can we integrate test manager tool with Jira? You mean to ask like how to integrate Jira with UiPath, Snehal?
Snehal, you can unmute and ask as well. Snehal, you are on mute. We can't hear you.
Hi, Sony.
Hello, yeah, hi.
Yeah, actually, I want to know if we can integrate a test manager tool, that test management, the one which you are showing, with Atlassian Jira. If you can integrate those.
So we can integrate our UiPath with our different test management tools. So you are saying that integration between test management tool to test management tool.
So
Yeah,
Snehal,
actually,
can you repeat your query, because your query is a little bit confusing.
yeah, actually, I have studied that UiPath test suite comes with 4 components, right? So one of them is test manager.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, so I have seen that we can integrate with Jira also, but I am not sure how we can do that.
Hi, Snehal.
Yeah.
If we have
Hello.
defects or stories in Jira, we have to like.
Hi, Snehal.
Yes,
Amit here. Yeah, so there is a one connector. Okay, using Jira connector, you can integrate with the UiPath. So where you have to map what kind of Jira components you wanted, your projects, your stories, your test cases, defects. So there's a one connector is available. Through this connector, you can integrate with the UiPath.
And in case of the fourth module, what you are talking about, the test manager, so that is the same like test management tool, which like we have shown, Sony have shown our own test management tool. So this just like it will be the test manager, and you can communicate or integrate that with UiPath, and you will get the result on test manager. So these both are different things. So you can use Jira connector as well as the test manager, you can connect with the UiPath.
Okay. Thanks.
So any other question? Sony, one more question is there. I'm currently using automating your test suite with Jenkins and Bitbucket, planning to do test automation webinar. Definitely. So I think Vibhor, you can answer this question related to webinars.
Okay, we can plan one on thing. So just I can't tell you when we are going to have this session, but we can surely plan something. So our next session
Definitely.
is happening on SAP automation, and after that we have another webinar with the Rike integration. So we can plan on this as well.
Jenkins as well, yeah, in this bucket. Definitely, we can plan different kind of tool and integration with the UI path. Okay, so I think questions are done. Let me walk you through the change management and the test cases maintenance, how we can carry out. So Sony, can you stop your sharing so that I can share my screen? Thanks,
Yes.
Sony.
Yeah, thank you.
All can see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So change management is very important part in any kind of project management as well as the automation test case. When it's coming to the change management, we need to take care of some important things. So first is like these all are prerequisite settings or the feasibility study of the change. So who raised this change? Who is the raising the change? Is it the business impact on that particular change? We need to identify who is raising the change, and that person, whoever is there, is he liable to do that particular decision to raise the change, and how is the impact about that change, that we need to understand. Then what is the reason for change? So that particular change management we are doing, or the particular change is getting impacted on the test suite or regression suite of suppose 1,000 test cases. So what is the reason, why we need to do that change is very important. So is it the business needs to change any functionality, or any functionality, related functionalities are getting added? So just an example, because of COVID there will be multiple pop-ups and multiple things changed in healthcare domain, or multiple pop-ups related things, or any websites related to COVID. So because of that, these particular test cases we need to change, or the UI change will impact our test cases. So we need to see our test cases or our selector. So we need to see what is the reason for that particular change is happening. Then what is the outcome from that particular change? So what is the result or outcome after doing that change? That is the business impact, or related only the consistency of messages are going to change, or the functionality, high priority, high severity related functionalities are going to change. So what are the outcomes that needs to be identified and seen? Then what are the risks involved in that change? If there is a risk after doing, suppose that change, all 1,000 test cases which are there in regression suite are going to impact, then definitely there is a risk. So we need to see what is the impact and where the impact is. So in case of like requirement traceability metrics, we need to see how many test cases are impacted because of that change, how many use cases, user journeys, end-to-end journeys are impacted because of change. So just to take one example of fund transfer of banking industry, like if any change related to fund transfer or any FT is happening, so that will be impacting the entire workflow of the particular NEFT. So what are the risks involved in that? We need to identify that risk, and we need to be ready with that risk mitigation. So that is very important while doing the change. Who are the resources, like what resources, or who are the resources which will be going to do or work on that particular change? Who will be delivering that change? It's very important prerequisites for the change management. Then who is responsible for build, test, and implement? So there will be these three parameters which are very important to related to the change management. And what are the portion of the change we are going to act on? So this is the last part, that is the what is the relationship between the change and the other changes. So suppose there are 10 changes impacted or suggested by the top management, or the business or the client, then we need to see the one change is impacting the other change as well, or how is the impact, how much impact is will be there related to all these changes, and how we will, even if the risk is there related to that, how we are going to act on that risk, how we are going to mitigate that risk. So these all questions, these all 7 questions needs to be asked, needs to be answered, and needs to be discussed, brainstormed before the change management. Next one is the change management process. So in case of any change in the test suite, we need to see like the request for change will getting raised. After that, we will do the impact analysis. As I said, we will trace it. We will see the requirement traceability metrics. We will see how many impacted test cases will be there because of that change. In case of risk, how we can mitigate that risk. Every single point needs to be done in the feasibility study and in the impact analysis manner. After that, the change will go with this report, whatever the impact analysis report will be with the estimates, the change will go to the top management for the approval. So top management can decide if the change is going to, we are going to implement that change now, it will get approved now, or it will deny, or it will go on hold. So for example, we are having a test suite of 1,000 automated test cases or 1,000 automated test scenarios, and in that, suppose there are 9 changes which are getting raised or requested by the management or the client, and in from that particular 9 changes, according to impact analysis, it is going to take 1 month or 4 sprints. So in that 4 sprints or 1 month time, we are going to implement that changes, but because like we cannot stop that execution of that particular test suite, so we need to see with the top management like how many changes we will do now, how many changes we will take in next sprints, or it will go on hold. So management purely have understanding of entire picture, 360-degree view of picture related to that change from our impact analysis report, and then they will decide it will get approved or deny. But after approval of the changes, then we need to implement that change. So related impacted test cases, we need to re-automate or do the changes related to automation. We need to test it, we need to check whatever impact that particular change is having, it is not impacting the other test cases, other test cases in regression suite. So after the implementation and testing, everything is done, then we need to do the review and reporting of that particular change. So this is the entire test management, change management process, where we will first request for a change, then impact analysis will be done, feasibility study will be done related to that changes by using requirement traceability metrics, and then approve and deny. It is a top management call. Then implement that particular change and review and reporting. This is the change management process of any project or related to the test automation. Test case maintenance is also a very important part, because if in case of 1,000 test cases, test suite, regression suite is already ready, and there is a change, and if the change is not there, then also there is a change of the from the developer side, or any element is getting changed on screen, any button placement is getting changed on screen. So everything will be taken care. So whenever we are doing the test case maintenance, or we are running the test cases and check the maintenance, so we need to make sure all these points. The first one is keep your automation design simple and strategic. So whenever we are designing the automation test suite, we need to keep our design very simple way, so that in case of test case maintenance also, it is very easy to maintain our test case. So we need to use good framework which is having the input output exception mechanism ready, so that everything whatever like automation design can be understand and easily maintainable by using the automation framework which we are using. So this is the first point. Second is inspire automation developer for keeping testing in mind. This is very important part, because if you are not having a mindset of testing and you are just automating the test case as an automation developer, then you will not think what will be the impact of the output of that particular test cases. So the keeping the testing mindset is very important. Then establish the process of keeping automation updated. Each and every point, whatever build the developers are providing, we need to see, is there any impact on our previous test cases related to that particular changes whatever developers are doing. So we need to see the release notes, we need to ask them for the whatever release they are having, whatever release they are having, to specify what are the components getting changed, what are the things they are changing, developers are changing, so that we can change that particular things, and we can keep updated our automation test suite. Next one is establish a smart test execution strategy. So we have seen in second session or second module that test execution strategy is very important. Automation execution strategy and the test execution strategy should be parallelly established. And while doing the test execution, we should remember the business impacted functionality or highly financials related or business related functionality needs to be updated and like run or execute at the start, and after that you will keep like the test cases which are less impacted by the business. So according to that, the approach or the strategy needs to be defined and it should be followed. So that is also the best practice for test case maintenance. And the last one is the automated test reports. So whatever testing execution we are doing by using test suite, we should get the reports so that we can measure our results. So for example, with that 1000 test case suite, we are running that automation test suite, and we found out of 1000 test cases, only 20% test cases are giving the results accurately. Remaining all test cases are failing because of selector issues. Then we need to raise this red flag to the business that because of any changes which are not given or provided to the automation engineer, this particular things is happening. So how we will get to know the problems are there? This is after getting the reports and dashboard MIS. These are very important points related to automation. And when we are talking about test case maintenance, we need to get the execution reports. Out of that, we will measure that reports, we will see the count. If everything is fine, report is green, then no need to worry about. But if our test suite is giving red result or amber result, so it is not running because of any reason, we need to identify, we need to do the RCA, root cause analysis. And for that reason, we need to measure our results. So these are the important points related to test case maintenance. And we need to every time we need to think and we need to strategize our automation design. It should be simple. The architecture or whatever framework you will be using, that should be very simple and easily understandable, so that it will not get impacted on the maintenance of the test cases. So thank you so much. That's it from my side. And in case of any query related to change management, you can ask.
Guys, this is last session, so in case you have any question, please go ahead and ask. I think we don't have any question, Swati.
No problem.
So thank you so much, Swati, and Sony, for such a great series. It was really very helpful. And guys, all these sessions are recording for all these sessions is available under the same event. So in case later if you want to go through and or you want to share with anyone, please feel free. And in case you have any other question, you can always connect with Swati or Sony over LinkedIn and reach out to her if you have any question.
Definitely, definitely, Vibhor. So anyone, if you want guidance related to anything, UiPath, RTA, so you can definitely ping on LinkedIn. We are available on LinkedIn, and we can definitely talk and guide you further.
Yeah. Apart from that, we are also you can check out next event. So we are doing one series for the RPA developers who are just beginners or maybe a student. Idea of this that by end of that 7th session, you will be able to complete RPA foundation course on Academy. So we will be covering everything that person should be knowing in a RPA developer course. And one question, somebody was asking for some of this session on integration. So we are planning another session on Test Manager 362 and integrations, where we will cover Test Manager, X-Ray, Microsoft Azure, DevOps, Jira, and other things as well. So keep an eye on all the upcoming events. Thank you very much for joining us, and thanks. Bye everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.